Upbit and Coinbase fighting for best XRP net inflows, pretty much meaning to see which one comes at the top because they are very, very close. But welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP army. Appreciate all the love. Let's analyze and take a look at what's happening with XRP going into Saturday morning. Looking across the board, a few handful of coins are up right now, but yet again, we're seeing going into the weekend, we're seeing, the broader market seeing a retracement, and that is all thanks to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has seen one of those major swings once again, which of course is having an impact on the broader market. As far as XRP's price is concerned, we're looking at about $2.81, down about 1.2% in USD. We're up about 0.1% in Bitcoin. Comparative valuation sitting at $167.5 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume still holding really nicely at about 5.5 billion. As always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So very, very key thing I want you guys to take in mind here, because what I'm about to share with you next is a very important thing that we want to kind of keep in mind. So businesses, Bitcoin holdings have doubled over the last 9 months per river. So pretty much meaning, businesses, corporations that are, buying Bitcoin, that has doubled in terms of holding. And they're pretty much accumulating what this shows. And over the last 9 months, and remember what happened about that time frame, we did see Donald Trump, the new administration coming in, and since then the entire landscape for crypto has switched. But on that note, take a look at this. Whale reserves dropped by over 100,000 Bitcoin in the past 30 days, marking the largest sell-off since 2022. Very interesting. So whales that are holding BTC are actually selling BTC. So what does this mean? Does this mean that they are, locking some profits in? Because if you're looking at the Bitcoin dominance index, it sums everything up. Because let's go on the daily time frame. Let's give it a refresh live. It's getting a little stuck here. You can see what's been happening with the dominance. Take a look at that correlation. Boom. Bitcoin dominance has been on a major decline. And is that because, people are locking in profits? Bitcoin whales are locking in profits going into the likes of altcoins like Ethereum, because Ethereum has been going insane. Very interesting. But on the other side of things, corporations are buying Bitcoin like never before. And I still think a lot of people might forget this. Demand is still outweighing the supply in the long term. And once you see Bitcoin breaking towards all-time highs, and a few years down the road, we'll really see and take a look back at this and see how early BTC was really in terms of this adoption. And in terms of the adoption right now, these big corporations are coming into Bitcoin. Again, their main focus is to obtain as much possible. Retail tends to be more short-term driven, right? And that's not what these big corporations are doing. They're in it for the long haul, and this is where the scarcity really comes into play. But again, very interesting take. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about what's going on. But remember, Bank of International Settlements emphasizes that a third-party currency with sufficient liquidity is essential for efficient cross-border payments. This aligns perfectly with XRP's role in Ripple's model as an independent and neutral bridge asset that removes dependence on fragmented correspondent banking. The BIS is effectively outlining the very problem XRP was built to solve. Very interesting. And if you want to watch this video, shout out to Smoke. Go watch the video on his X account. It is listed there. But just in, the SEC government and CFTC are ramping up coordination to support crypto DeFi prediction markets, perpetual contracts, and portfolio margining. The two agencies are aiming to harmonize rules, reduce regulatory gaps, and expand trading hours, and use innovation exemptions to keep the U.S. markets competitive. A joint roundtable will be held September 29th to discuss next steps. And look at the timeline. FOMC meeting on the 17th. Maybe a rate cut happens by then, and then we hear maybe positive announcements. Even more, I think that could actually have a positive impact. But so I read somewhere, I don't know who posted this, And this is going back to the way we think on the Crypto ZX channel. When everyone is expecting something to happen, you see the market makers stepping in and doing the complete opposite. So everyone is projecting the quarter four to be quite bullish, and I still think it's going to be bullish in a grand scheme of things. But maybe we might see markets makers stepping in and kind of shaking out the markets. So that's something we want to kind of take away from this as well. Let me know in the comments if you think that's going to happen, or you think something similar to last year, and of course in the previous cycles where quarter four does tend to be good. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that. But take a look at this. So Bitcoin has mostly driven the bearish sentiment in the markets, which obviously we've discussed. Now market makers are calling for the next bullish phase for crypto, as the market has remained sideways and mostly bearish for several weeks, and they believe a rebound is due. In a separate post, crypto analyst Ripple Van highlighted that since XRP has dropped 25% from its July peak of $3.65, signs of a rebound are now compounding. He cited whale accumulation as a bottom indicator. With support at $2.70, he suggests $2.90 is the resistance level. Totally agree with that. I don't even need to look at the price, and I agree with the $2.90. We spoke about that in my last update. Is a resistance level for XRP to break. If cleared, the next target $3.70. Meanwhile, he noted this momentum could see XRP extend to $5 price range. Likewise, analyst Dark Defender said XRP has completed its wave 4 correction, which is a technical analysis term, and is ready for a rebound. Dark Defender believes XRP is following a 5-wave Elliott wave pattern and is now entering a bullish 5th wave with a projected target at $4.40. However, the rally depends on XRP holding the $2.85 support, which aligns with the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level, the good old fib zone that we talk about and we love so much. And shout out to the ZX family that knows about that. Let's kind of pull out the charts. I don't know where the charts have gone. There we are. The 23.6 Fibonacci is exactly where we are. Come on, guys. Give your boy Crypto ZX, some credit as well, because I've said quite a bit about this as well. But let's take a look at what's happening with the price. As far as the dominance is concerned, you can see this for yourself. Dominance has pretty much been, pulling quite sharply down from, June levels. Again, something we want to keep in mind. But over the last, I would say, over the last week, maybe, we're seeing the dominance, picking up. You can see, picking up momentum, and that's obviously something we want to keep in mind. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, still down, but due to BTC's major, moves, again, Bitcoin is in this upwards trajectory after retesting the 23.6, but look at these major swings. Major swings that has been having an impact on the broader market, but XRP still holding nicely at this $2.80 range, which a lot of people neglect. Yes, not a lot of interest coming in, but once you crack past these levels, we're going to see everyone try to act like they're the biggest moon boys. Still holding really nicely, like what I'm seeing here. We're going to take it one step at a time as far as XRP price is concerned, but do let me know what I share with you guys, what your thoughts are. Love you all. See you later from Crypto ZX, and peace out.